Hello and welcome to Gladys Cake Kitchen. In this video, I'll be teaching you how to level, fill, cover and decorate this red velvet ganache stencil cake we began with in part 1. In previous videos, I showed you how to bake a red velvet cake, make the buttercream and ganache. Links to these videos are in the description box below. In this final episode, I'll be handing you a step-by-step guide on how to level, fill, layer and decorate this cake with stencil ganache and flowers. I hope you enjoy this video and learn something new. So without having to waste your time, let's get right into it. The frozen cakes from part 1 have now been defrosted and are ready to be leveled. After adjusting the leveler according to the height of the cake I want to level, I match the leveler against the side of the cake and saw through using a back and forth motion until the cake is evenly sliced into two. Notice that one of the leveled cakes is higher than the other. This will be leveled again to ensure even heights. With the leveler, I level the cakes again to even heights, giving me 4 equally sliced cakes. I also level off the thin crust on the bottom of each cake before setting aside. Now on a turntable, place a non-slip mat to help with grip, over which you can place a cake board or cake drum. The non-slip mat helps to keep the board in place and stops it from shifting around during the cake decoration process. After that, apply a thin layer of ganache onto the cake board and place a cake card on the board of ganache. Then apply another layer of ganache, spreading evenly over the cake card before placing your first layer of cake on the cake card. Begin to fill the cake with buttercream filled into a piping bag. This allows even circles of buttercream to be layered onto the cake. On top of the buttercream, place another layer of cake and repeat the process until the cake is all layered. Measure a dowel of similar height to the cake and insert into the cake to hold the layers together, after which you can set this in the fridge to chill. With the cake set in the fridge, it will be good time to whip the ganache as shown in part 3 of this tutorial. After the cake is chilled for half an hour, return to the work table ready to crumb coat. Start by placing enough ganache on top of the cake and begin to spread the ganache around the cake using a palette knife. Spreading is made easy by warming the blade of the palette knife in hot water. Continue to apply the ganache, spreading sparingly around the cake. With a scraping tool, scrape the excess ganache and crumbs on the cake board to keep it clean before scraping the sides of the cake with your scraper. After scraping around the cake, clear the excess ganache on the tool before using the scraper to clean the cake board again and set the crumb-coated cake in the fridge to chill. Return the cake to the work table after it has been chilled and apply another layer of ganache and spread around starting from the top as we did during the crumb coat. Scrape the sides of the cake clean with a scraper and with a warm knife trim the excess ganache on top of the cake and polish with a palette knife. Now return the cake back to the fridge to chill again. While the cake is back in the fridge, mix some food coloring into a small portion of ganache, but do not mix it in completely to be even. Aim for an incomplete mixture similar to that of a marble effect. Return the cake from the fridge and place the colored ganache on top of the cake. Add a dollop of plain white chocolate to the already colored ganache and begin to spread around the cake. Continue to spread this sparingly with a palette knife before scraping any excess ganache off with a scraping tool to reveal a clean finish. With the scraping tool, remove any excess ganache on the cake board to keep it clean and set the scraper aside. The color used in this tutorial is the Sugar Flare Pink. With a warm knife, trim the top of the cake to keep it clean before setting the cake back in the fridge ready for stenciling later. Return the cake to the work table after it has been chilled ready to be stenciled. Then attach the stencil to the side of the cake using a masking tape and ensuring the stencil is set to the cake. Begin to stencil the cake by using a palette knife to apply a thin layer of ganache in vertical strokes. The ganache is to be applied slowly in layers to build up the ganache stencil effect. Notice I am only stenciling over a small portion of the surface area of the cake. Now using a scraper, spread the stenciled ganache across using horizontal strokes and layering the ganache across the same surface area being stenciled. When complete, leave to set for 10 minutes. Make some edible gold paint by adding some gold luster dust to some alcohol or rejuvenated spirit. Lemon extract can be used in place of alcohol. Now, dab the gold paint over the stenciled ganache, targeting the lines in the stencil. Apply the gold paint in layers by slowly dabbing over each painted layer. When complete, leave to set for 10 minutes before removing the stencil to reveal the stenciled effect. Our cake is now done and ready to be decorated with flowers. To add flowers to the cake, mark a side on the top of the cake with a fondant ball where the flowers will be attached. Then apply some ganache to the mark and add a small fondant ball to the ganache. Leave to chill for 10 minutes for the ball to set firmly on the ganache. Then begin to add the flowers to the cake by inserting the flower leaves into the ball of fondant. With the flowers attached to a toothpick, stick the flowers into the fondant bowl, ensuring the flowers are secure. Adjust flowers and leaves to your own decorative preference. The flowers I used here are artificial flowers. For food safety reasons, there are recommended requirements of use which I have explained in the description box below, along with any relevant information. All products also used in this tutorial is found in the description bar below. With that said, that's our stencil ganache cake complete through this 4-part tutorial. The fondant number and gold balls were later added, which unfortunately was not filmed. I hope you enjoyed this video and learned something new. If you did, please do not forget to subscribe or click the notification bell to be notified of future videos. Also, like and share this video. Please leave a comment in the comment section below if you like to see more videos like this or suggestions for videos in the future you would like to see. Our 4-part tutorial is now complete. Thank you for watching and I'll see you in my next video.